Welcome back to Stuttering Sports. Today is July 26, 2021, and the topic for today is the Dallas Cowboys, and will they finally exceed or even meet expectations and at least win a playoff game this year with everyone back healthy? So, I'm going to be talking about the offensive unit and then the defensive unit. Then I'm going to put it together at the end and give the key to this team's success going into this upcoming year. And if they can do it, hey, they're a Super Bowl contender. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. Starting off with the offensive unit, we obviously all know that Dak got hurt week 4 with his ankle, and the offensive line could not stay healthy to save their lives. They were dropping like flies. So with this offense, it is undeniably talented. I don't have to list off all the players. This offense, based on talent alone, should be able to outscore any other team in the league with the exception of like Kansas City and Buffalo. They should be outscoring everyone. And that was their game plan at the beginning of last year. I'm going to be looking at weeks 2, 3, and 4 from the 2020 season when, Dak was still healthy, when the offensive line was still together. So looking at these 3 weeks, they scored a total of 109 points, and they had 520 plus total yards in all 3 of those games. The offense was incredible statistically. There's no doubt about it. But they still went 1-2 during those 2 weeks. Now, the defense was bad. We all know that, but the offense cannot control that. What the offense can control is the turnover battle. And the reason why they lost 2 of those games and almost lost the game against the Falcons is because of the turnovers. During that 3-week span, they had 9 total turnovers. That is the key for this offense. They can outscore anyone. But giving up 3 turnovers per game, there is your recipe for losing. Zeke could not hold on to the ball to save his life. And Dak, when you throw the ball 50 times per game, you are bound to have some sloppy throws, including the last one against Seattle, which cost them the game. So with this offense, undeniably talented. There's no doubt about it. They can put up yards, they can put up points, they can put up incredible stats. But if you're going to turn the ball over every 3 to 4 drives with a mediocre, just straight up bad, historically bad defense, obviously you're going to lose football games. That was the issue with this offense when they were healthy. And then the issue for the rest of the season was, the offense can't stay healthy. So assuming in 2021 the offense can stay healthy, they need to fix up the turnovers. I don't see anyone else really talking about this, but it is the most important thing for this team. It is literally the key moving forward. This offense can score 30 points or even 35 on any team's head. They really can. But you just gotta be careful with the football. You can't fumble it and you cannot make sloppy throws. Dak and Zeke are not rookies anymore. They had excuses back then. Now they're getting paid massive amounts of money. They really need to step it up. So looking at the offense, this passing game should be incredible. You have CeeDee Lamb, who's going to improve, just, that natural progression. Michael Gallup, who's a fantastic slot receiver. And you have Amari Cooper, who's the most underrated receiver in the NFL right now. You have 2 talented tight ends. And Zeke's a good pass-catching back. They're obviously going to continue the momentum that they had at the start of the year when Dak was putting up historic passing yard numbers. That is going to happen. He just needs to not throw picks. Then when you look at the rushing game last season, Zeke obviously was bad. There's no doubt about it. I put that more on the offensive line being hurt than Zeke playing poorly. Zeke had 65 yards per game last year, 19 below his previous a career low. There's no doubt about it. Last year was abysmal for Zeke. He's back. He looks ripped, but he's had 6 fumbles last year. If Zeke wants to live up to his $15 million per year contract, you gotta hold on to the ball. He's had this fumbling problem his whole career, entering year 5 or year 6 now. It's gotta be patched up. And if the offensive line can stay healthy, Zeke will show people that, hey, I'm still a very talented running back. And, well, Tony Pollard's a fantastic RB2. So, yeah, this offense is without a doubt extraordinarily talented. They just need to stop turning the ball over every other drive, it feels like. That was the issue early last season, and they didn't have the chance to improve on it because everyone got hurt. So the offense, yeah, it should be great. The only thing they have to do is take care of the football. Moving on to the defense. This was obviously the major problem last season. The passing defense ranked 11th last year, which was very surprising to me. Looking into Trevon Diggs' tape, he played really well, and they drafted 3 more secondary players. So this secondary is very young, and, well, hopefully it's good. Hopefully Kelvin Johnson, I've never heard of his name before the draft, to be honest. I'm not the prospect analysis guy. But with 2 young cornerbacks, you're going to have your rough patches. Trevon Diggs had his rough patches last year, and guess what? They're going to continue. It's not going to be perfect considering how young this secondary is, and that's okay if the offense cannot turn the ball over. But with the secondary, if Trevon Diggs can live up to what he can be, they have a bona fide cornerback 1, and, well, with them just throwing in rookies to the secondary, hopefully one of those guys, specifically Kelvin Johnson, can work out. But when you look at this defense, there's no denying how great the linebacking core is, especially considering they drafted Micah Parsons. I think Micah Parsons was the best defensive player in the 2021 draft. And the fact that he fell to Dallas had to be a dream come true for the Cowboys, because now they have a leader. I genuinely think this guy, he's not quite a Devin White, but he's more like a Devin Bush. He should be very, very good, and he should be able to lead this defense with Jalen Smith. And it sucks that Leighton Vander Esch is kind of being pushed to the side because I do like him. But when you can't stay on the field and Micah Parsons is available to you, yeah, you got to go. Sorry. But the problem with this defense was not as much the passing defense. It had its rough patches. It's a very young group. But it was the rush defense that was abysmal. They gave up 158 rushing yards per game last year. And I'm not saying they had to fix it all in one draft or one offseason because that's literally impossible. But signing Carlos Watkins and drafting 2 D tackles, one during the 3rd round, one during the 6th round, I don't think was enough to help out this front 4, front 7. Getting Micah Parsons in the door was great, and I'm a fan of them just going in with the secondary. But I would have preferred, instead of going all in with the secondary, they would have drafted more defensive linemen. I'm not dogging them for it because I get that you cannot fix everything in one draft. It is impossible. But the rush defense, just a fair warning to Cowboys fans, it's going to be bad next year. And the passing defense with a very young secondary is going to have some very rough games. That is how that is. But hopefully Micah Parsons and Jalen Smith can shine together. Hopefully DeMarcus Lawrence can get back to what we know he can be, what he got paid to be. And I really do think that Trevon Diggs is going to have a fantastic year too. So this defense will not be great next season. We all know it. It's very young. They got 7 rookies in that defensive unit right now. But I think they're taking the necessary steps. They fired Mike Nolan. They brought in Dan Quinn, who had a fantastic defensive coordinator stint with Seattle. It won't be that good immediately. Cowboys fans, do not get your hopes up there. But the offense should be able to carry it. Now, the second few week span from last year that I would like to look at is week 14 through 16, when obviously Andy Dalton came back and they scored points. They scored 30 points in week 14, 41 points in week 15, and 37 points during week 16. They put up big numbers with Andy Dalton as quarterback. But the reason they won these games, and not the initial 3 that I talked about with the offense, was because the defense caused 10 total turnovers during that 3-week time frame. They put up big points, and the defense set them up for success. So the point that I'm driving home, and this is with every team in general, is that if the Cowboys can clean up the turnovers on the offensive end, the defense should be able to force some here and there. It's young, it's inexperienced, but I think that the defense, towards the end of last year, they were forcing turnovers. From week 11 to week 17, they forced a turnover or more every single game. And then during that 3-week time frame, well, that is the reason why they won, because they forced 10 total. That is the key for this Cowboys team. Obviously, it's not going to all be sunshines and rainbows. They're going to throw picks. They're going to fumble the ball. And the defense is going to get burnt on some plays. That's how it is. It's a human sport. But the overall key for this team moving forward is the offense needs to clean up the turnovers. They are going to put up historic numbers like they were on pace to last season. And the defense, it'll have its rough times, but I think overall it will be average. That should be enough for this team to at least win a playoff game. And maybe not exceed the expectations, but if they can clean up the turnovers, meet the expectations, and show genuine improvement. So, yeah, that's going to do it for me today. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. The channel's been doing really well recently. It's actually very cool to see. Thank you for all of the support. And, yeah, hope you enjoyed and have a great day.